Everyone's talking about Hyperliquid and Aster. Tokens have already pumped, volume have already exploded. But the real question is what people are asking, what will happen next? Not only for these tokens, but is there any other avenue similar to Aster, similar to Hyperliquid, which they can play with? Yes, this is where I'm trying to create a video where I will tell you more about Hyperliquid, about Aster, my take on these two tokens, what would be their target price, what I am aiming at, and most importantly, if you have already missed the low cap momentum of Hyperliquid and Aster, what you should be watching and buying right now. So there are other tokens also who is putting a game on decentralized perpetual exchange. So let's come with me. I'll break it down for you so that you can know more about this and take a call accordingly. Come. Everyone is hyped about Hyperliquid and Aster. And yes, they have dominated the headlines. But the Perp War is not just about these two. There are three more players that you need to know. So I will tell you which are these three players, and I will also do a complete breakdown or the comparison table between five important tokens which are currently fighting the Perp War. And most importantly, what is my recommendation, what I'm going to do, and what is my target price for the next 1 to 3 months. So let's walk through this comparison table and see which tokens might be the next big bets. So first token is Hyperliquid. Price is around $54 with a massive 4.7 billion market cap. When it comes to FTV, it is around 54 billion fully diluted valuation. Hyperliquid runs on its own layer 1 blockchain, a DEX purpose built for perps and spot trading. With everything is full on chain. So key USP of Hyperliquid was firstly, it has its own layer 1 chain and it is completely on chain. So where we say your money is not with you if it is in a centralized exchange, this is what decentralized exchanges are bringing to the table with much more security, with much more accountability and ownership given into your hands. So, from a leverage standpoint, Hyperliquid offers up to 40x leverage with a collateralized currency is USDT and USDC. Now, coming to its USP, as I mentioned, full transparency and lightning fast execution since every trade is settled directly on chain. Most importantly, Hyperliquid is backed by Circle, Pantera Capital, Collab, Infinite Capital, and Rockaway X. So, a lot of institutions are backing Hyperliquid. Now, let's see Aster, the new kid in town, which is backed by Binance and CZ. Right now, it's trading around $1.9 with a 2.68 billion market cap. In last 48 hours, it has jumped from $0.5 to $1.9 where it is currently trading. Aster, the difference between Aster and Hyperliquid is Aster is a multi-chain DEX. It not just focus on one chain, but it focuses across Ethereum, BNB, Solana, and Arbitrum. It offers both spot as well as perpetual. And most importantly, it's not just focused on crypto, it also offers tokenized stocks with leverage. So that's the key in order to have mass adoption and mass liquidity to be onboarded on the exchange. And most importantly, why it is getting a lot of eyeballs is across the speculator community, it offers up to an insane 1001x leverage, the highest in the market. Coming to its USP, its extreme leverage and pro trader tools, mostly like hidden orders, even tokenized stocks, is getting a lot of eyeballs. Recently, it has seen a lot of noise coming from Binance and CZ. Generally, Aster is backed by YZI Labs, which is formerly Binance Labs, and now CZ is coming in person, and on his Twitter, he's tweeting a lot about Aster. So I think after BNB, after Ethereum, he is talking more about Aster as a token. So I personally feel there is a large amount of meat which is still left in the token because the hype is here, the hype is real. It has already been listed in Binance Alpha, but I personally feel in the next 1 week there we will see a lot of noise coming where people will talk about Binance mainboard listing, and I'm sure 99.9% it would be listed on Binance as well. Because CZ is considering Aster to be the counter solution to Hyperliquid, because Hyperliquid is eating a lot of liquidity from centralized exchanges. This is where Binance is using Aster as a tool to fight back with Hyperliquid and trying to grab a large amount of share from liquidity, from a liquidity standpoint as well. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is not just the only token which are entering into the Perp War. There are three other tokens which is sitting at the low market cap, and there can be a significant opportunity which can see a significant jump like Aster or Hyperliquid for these tokens as well. So let's take one at a time. Coming to Orderly Network, the token symbol is Order. So price is about 32 cents with a 75 to 80 million market cap. Orderly is different. It's not just a DEX, it's an infrastructure layer which provides shared order books and liquidity that power multiple DEXs. It's already live on Near, Arbitrum, and Solana. Its USP, think of it, it's the AWS of perps, invisible to most traders but critical for scaling liquidity. This is where a large amount of institutions are generally backing Orderly Network. So some of the names are Sequoia China, Jump Crypto, Pantera Capital, Dragonfly, OKX Ventures, GSR Ventures, MetaWeb.vc. So yes, Orderly is currently riding the hype or getting the traction of the hype of Aster and Hyperliquid. So I personally feel it's a good contender into the Perp War. Now coming to the another token which is Avantis. The symbol is $AVNT. Price is around $2.15 with a 500 million market cap. It has recently seen a jump of 100% in the last 24 hours. Still, there is a lot of meat which is remaining in Avantis as well. So the key differentiator of Avantis is a baby of Base because it's built on Base L2. Because most of the L1 chains are trying to capitalize on this Perp War, so they are supporting their own chain-based perpetual exchanges as well. So Avantis is built on Base L2 and is pioneering real-world asset perps, not just crypto, but also forex, metals, indices, and equities. So the market opportunity widens up a lot because it's not just focused on one particular asset, it is focusing on multi-assets. It offers up to 500x leverage and even has zero fee model to attract traders. Its USP, first mover in real-world asset perps, bridging trade fee and DeFi. When it comes to backers, it is backed by Founders Fund, Pantera, Symbolic Capital, Galaxy Founders Fund, Modular Capital, and most importantly, Base Ecosystem Fund. The hype about Avantis is the RWAs are one of the hottest narrative in crypto, and with backers like Founders Fund and especially Base Ecosystem Fund, Base and Coinbase is going to push this hard so that they can compete not just with Hyperliquid but Binance through Aster as well. So Avantis could be the dark horse. Now coming to the last one, which is SunPerp, which they have recently copy pasted and launched their own perpetual exchange on TRON ecosystem. So Sun is currently trading at 3 cents with a 570 to 600 million market cap. Originally, this is an old token, which was originally a TRON governance token, but now it is tied up to SunPerp exchange as well. So leverage varies between 20 to 50x, not as high as Aster or Avantis. The USP is, since it's an old token, it also has certain buyback model or revenue buyback model built in the ecosystem. But what Justin Sun is trying to do is trying to create a perpetual exchange on TRON exchange so that he can compete with Base, he can compete with Hyperliquid, he can compete with Binance. So it is backed by Justin Sun, it is backed by TRON, it is backed by Moore Foundation. So yes, Sun tokens recently pumped after the 100% buyback announcement, and also it is currently riding the wave of perpetual exchanges, they're riding the wave of Aster, riding the wave of Hyperliquid, and so on, right? But I personally feel there are some critics that say Perp Exchange is just a copy paste and add on by Justin Sun so that he can be in the trend. And personally, I'm not very confident on Justin Sun, but yeah, he has the liquidity. He is a very old OG in the crypto market, so he will not let it die early. So the most important thing with Sun is you should know when to get in and when to get out, right? Because what I personally feel, out of these 5, I think only 2 or 3 perpetual exchange token will stay for a longer term standpoint, and most of the other tokens which is trying to copy paste and piggyback on the trend will die a little bit, right? So now let us come what I'm going to do what is my recommendation, what is my 3-month targets as well. So here is my take on the top bets. Aster is still the highest upside play with Binance listing on the radar. CZ is pushing it hard. Today also he has put it on Twitter. Again, this is the second time he's talking about Aster on Twitter. So I am personally feeling a target price of around $5 to $7, depending on whether Binance listing and adoption will go as expected. When it comes to Hyperliquid, I still feel it's a strong bet. I'm very strongly recommending Hype as well. But from an upside potential, I feel it would be a little muted, but the risk would be a little lower because it has its own exchange. It is doing well. It has its own liquidity as well, or it has grabbed a significant amount of liquidity on its exchange as well. So I'm personally feeling $65 to $75 is the recent resistance level. So if not, then $55 to $60 is likely the floor for this token. Currently, it's trading at $54 to $55. When it comes to Orderly Network, I personally feel it's a moderate bet, high risk, high reward, because it's not just a retail focused play, it is also an infrastructure play. Generally, infrastructure plays pay off a little slower, so it will take time in order to track adoption, it will garner adoption, and so on and so forth. Unless big front adoption comes quickly, upside would be limited. But most important, OKX Venture is one of the backer for this token, right? So in order to compete with Binance, I personally feel I see OKX will come on board and try to make a lot of noise about order as well. So which will help you get around 4 to 5x type of target is what I am aiming. So it can touch around $1.2 to $1.7 as well. Now coming to Avantis, so I think it's a moderate bet, largely because it is backed by base. So it has a good upside potential. It is not just focused on crypto. It has RWA, it has equities. So I think the diversification is there. So from that, I can personally feel around 2 to 3x from the current market price is what I am aiming, around $4 to $6. If momentum and adoption increase, it will grow further as well, depending upon how base or Coinbase listing is announced for this token and so on and so forth. Now coming to the last one, which is Sun, high risk, high reward, because Justin Sun is the one which is backing it. Obviously, he has its own skin in the game because it's built on TRON, but there is no other institution backing or large institution backing this particular project. Since it's an old token, right now it's a copy-paste thing which has done on perpetual exchange standpoint. So I personally feel it can be a hit or a miss, but I feel Justin, since he's an OG, he will try to push this in the current 1 week to 4 week time frame. So it is very much important for you guys to see when to enter and when to exit. I personally feel it can go around 0.06 cents or $0.1 would be around 2 to 3x from the current price. So this is what my take is. So yes, perpetual decentralized exchange is the new hot trend. So go ahead, check these tokens out, and definitely take a bet on this token because there would be a lot of noise in the next 1 or 2 weeks on these particular tokens. Till then, keep watching. Follow my channel for more such interesting trends, for more such interesting bets. And specifically, I will only mention about those tokens which I am personally taking a bet on. It's not just a recommendation. It's my personal strategy which I will be giving it out to you. So till then, see you. Bye-bye. See you later.